Hello and welcome to Total IELTS. Peter here, and in today's lesson I'll be looking at Academic Writing Task 1, Dynamic Charts. I'll be answering the question, what are dynamic charts, how to analyze the task before you start writing, and how to structure your report into a logical and clear introduction, selecting and describing the main features and making comparisons, and also some of the basic key language used in dynamic charts. So dynamic charts are diagrams which show data, information or statistics and depicts trends or changes over a period of time. And these can be shown in different diagram types. Of course, we have the iconic line graph, which is most associated with Academic Writing Task 1. However, trends can also be depicted in bar charts, pie charts, and of course in a table. So before you begin writing your report, it's very important to analyze the task. Remember, you got 20 minutes, so take 2 of those minutes to study the diagram. And when you do so, read the description and title carefully. And take note of the dates and units of measurement in the diagram itself. Here, for example, the description says, the chart below shows the changes that took place in 3 different areas of crime in Newport City Centre from 2003 to 2012. And the title of the diagram basically paraphrases the description. For the dates, it's 2003 to 2012. And the units of measurement range from 500 to 4,000. Also, most diagrams will have a key. Adopt a simple logical structure for your report. 3 paragraphs is enough. Begin with your introduction, that's 2 sentences. First one, you paraphrase the description or the title, and the overview. Paragraphs 2 and 3, select and report the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So let's begin with the introduction. Paraphrase the description and title by using synonyms, changing the word order. You can also change the grammar, for example, from active to passive, and change the word forms, like verb to noun. Here the title of the bar chart says Households Owning and Renting Accommodation in England and Wales 1918 to 2011. So a paraphrase of this would be, the chart below shows a percentage of households in owned and rented accommodation in England and Wales between 1918 and 2011. You can have a basic introduction in your report. The bar chart shows the percentage of households that owned and rented a place to live in England and Wales over 93 years. However, if you would like more complex sentences, which will get you a better score in vocabulary or lexis and grammar, you can start with a past participle. For example, depicted in the diagram is the percentage of households that owned and rented a place to live in England and Wales over 93 years. Another example of a complex sentence would be beginning with a noun. The percentage of households that owned and rented a place to live in England and Wales over 93 years is illustrated in the bar chart. And after the paraphrase, it's time to write your overview in the introduction. And for dynamic charts, this should describe the general trend from start to finish, and no data is necessary, because that will come in your main body paragraphs. So for this bar chart, we have 2 categories. The first one is owned accommodation, and from start to finish for the overview, there was a gradual increase over the years, followed by a slight decrease. And for rented accommodation, it's the opposite really. It was a gradual decrease followed by a slight increase. And the overview looks something like this. Overall, the rate of rented accommodation decreased gradually but rose slightly in the final recorded year, while the percentage of places that were owned increased steadily, but there was a slight drop in 2011. After your introduction, it's time to describe the main features in body paragraphs 2 and 3. So the instructions for all dynamic charts, the keywords are select, report, the main features, and make comparisons. One of the challenges for dynamic charts is sometimes there's just way too much information. Here the table shows the percentage of children with different educational problems from 2012 until today in School A and School B. When it comes to selecting the main features, do not try to describe all of the features, only the main ones. You simply just don't have time to describe everything in the chart. And remember, you only need to write 150 words. So when it comes to selecting the main features, first of all, select the greatest increase or decrease, followed by the second greatest increase and decrease. Another main feature is where there is no change. That's where the trend remained constant. And you can also describe the highs and lows, the highest point and the lowest point. So let's look at the table again. And the greatest decrease is School A, following instructions, decrease from 42 to 21. And the second is concentration levels at School A went from 40 to 20. And something which remained constant in School B is handwriting, which stayed at 9 from 2012 until today. And also here we have accident rates, the highs and the lows, which can be described in your main features. When it comes to reporting the main features, always include the data or the numbers. If you fail to do so, you will score an automatic band 5 in task achievement. No data to support the description. For example, there was a sharp increase in the number of accidents. It might be accurate, however, it will receive an automatic band 5 in task achievement because it should look like this. The percentage of accidents grew from 10% to 13% between 2020 and 2021. Also, never give your opinion or reasons for the trends. For example, the percentage of accidents grew from 10% to 13% between 2020 and 2021, probably because of bad driving. This will also be penalized in the task achievement criterion. Try to use a variety of cohesive devices, linking words which show contrast and comparison. This will have a positive impact on your band score for coherence and cohesion, and also lexis and grammar. For example, the number of accidents increased by 2% from 2000 to 2001, compared to a decrease of 3% over the previous period from 2018 to 2019. When it comes to describing dynamic charts, tenses are very important. When you analyze the diagram before you start writing, take a note of the time and dates. These can be diagrams in the past, past to present, and ones which include future predictions. If the diagram shows information in the past, then your main tenses will be past simple and past perfect. For example, From 2001 to 2011, the number of households in rented premises increased from 30% to about 35%, whereas from 1918 to 1991, it had steadily declined from 78% to 31%. For diagrams which show information from past to present, the main tenses will be past simple and present perfect. For example, in 2010, games accounted for 30% of smartphone use. However, this figure has declined to 22% today. And for diagrams which include future predictions, first of all, draw a line on the question paper for today's year, and everything after that to the right will be a future prediction. For example, natural gas. For the next 7 years, the use of natural gas is predicted to, or is forecast to, or is expected to remain stable. For vocabulary, study and practice using vocabulary to describe trends. For example, adjective plus noun combination. Here, let's look at the social network. Since 2010, there has been a substantial increase in the time spent on the social network, from 16% to 40%. Also use a verb plus adjective combination, again in the social network. Since 2010, the time spent on the social network has increased substantially from 16% to 40%. And in summary, focus on the function of the chart itself, not the chart type. For example, a line graph, table, pie chart, and bar chart. Dynamic charts show trends or changes over a period of time. Before anything, analyze the chart, read the description and title, and note the times and dates on the diagram. This will determine the tenses you use in your answer. For the introduction, paraphrase the description and/or the title, and include your overview, which is an overall trend from start to finish with no data. For the main features, select the greatest increase or decrease, followed by the second greatest or second highest. And also include any data which stayed the same or constant over a period of time. And you can also include the highs and lows. For tenses, it depends on the times and dates in the diagram, which can be past, past to present, or past, present, and future. For vocabulary, use a combination of adjective plus noun or verb plus adverb. And finally, avoid penalties. You will be penalized in the task achievement criterion if your report isn't in formal style. Also, you need to include data with a description of the information. And your description with data needs to be accurate. Also, never give any opinions or reasons for trends. And finally, always include a clear overview.